All right, in reviewing for Bible test number 6, um, you should be able to get most of the answers probably from lessons that we've gone over, but there are a few things that I would like to go over before you take the test to help you be successful. There are a couple of questions I know and some fill in the blank and true and false that we didn't touch on real in depth, so I am going to use them as extra credit. So don't be afraid of them, but and I'll let you know which ones those are on the test when you get there. But there are some other questions that I would like to go over to help you be successful. We talked about the demon, or the man possessed of the demon who was sent away to live in the caves. And we talked about being bound by those demons is similar and making a picture of us being bound by sin. So I would like you to be able to make some connections there. It's an important aspect in Bible study and understanding the scriptures, is to be able to make connections between the scriptures and our lives today. So what are some connections between that demon-possessed man and sin? Obviously, he was living apart from his friends and family, and that can be a picture of sin, because when sin controls us, we too live apart from the church and apart from Christ, and are not able to walk with our families the way that we should, especially if the proper steps of Christian discipline are followed. We also see that this man was not able to heal himself. He was not able to get rid of the devil himself, just as we are not able to get rid of the devil. More than likely, the cutting that he did upon himself left scars, just as sin leaves scars in our lives sometimes. And so those are just some examples. There's more, I know, but those would be some to start with. Another one is the woman who had the blood issue, who touched the hem of Jesus' garment and was healed. Again, what are some connections between this woman's sickness and sin? There's lots of them that we could make here. Again, she couldn't heal herself of her blood issue, and she couldn't find anyone on earth to heal her, no matter what amount of money she spent. It was only through the power of Christ, and that's the same thing with our sin. We cannot pay for our own sin. It all needs to be done, paid for through the power of Christ. Another aspect of it is obviously her life would be difficult to enjoy, to be able to live a full life, and sin does that to us as well. It keeps us from living life fully in the covenant with and fellowship with our friends, family, with church members. This blood issue, also, if she would get a small cut, obviously she would bleed, and it's a threat to her life, as is sin too, to our spiritual lives. So that's something that's besetting as well. So again, there's more examples that could be made there, but those are some things to think about before the test. Jesus was on a ship with his disciples. Great storms came upon the sea. That ship was a picture of the church, but we also talked about there being storms in our lives as well that we have to deal with. And so a couple of questions in regards to that. Why is it necessary to go through storms in our lives? God uses them to mold us, to refine us, to shape us, to teach us to trust in him. So there are many benefits for God sending those trials to us. And then where and how can we find comfort when we are going through those storms of life? Prayer, singing, attending the worship service each Sabbath day. It's one of the best places to receive comfort. We can receive comfort from our elders, our deacons, our pastor, fellowship of the saints, personal devotions, many places there that we can receive comfort. And then finally, Matthew chapter 9, Jesus tells his disciples about the harvest being plenteous and the laborers being few. And how should young men view this verse? And again, hopefully covenantal fathers encourage their sons to take a serious look at the ministry as something for them to pray about and to know if God is calling them. And if they don't know, the best way to find out would be to go. Try to go to seminary and see what the Lord says there. But hopefully, prayerfully, each young man considers that. So those are some questions to consider before test number 6, in addition to a lot of the basic facts and information about people and individuals that you can find in your notes that we studied.